The news at noon begins with some breaking news in the district. Good afternoon, I'm Wisdom Martin. Now, in the last half hour, anti-abortion activist Lauren Handy was sentenced to more than 4 years in prison for illegally blocking a D.C. reproductive health clinic. Now, this happened back in 2020. Federal prosecutors recommended 6 years, while her lawyers asked for time served. As you know, Handy made international headlines in 2022 when WUSA 9 reported that she had fetal remains in her Capitol Hill residence. No charges were ever filed in connection with the remains. And right now, voters in Maryland are making their voices heard. For the past 5 hours, voters have been casting their ballots in the primary election. The big contest that everyone is watching is the Democratic primary race between Angela Alsobrooks and David Trone. They're looking to fill retiring U.S. Senator Ben Cardin's seat. Now, Randy Ayala spent the morning at a polling site in Bethesda. She spoke with voters about their biggest concerns and election officials about getting more people out to vote.
We spent the past 8 hours here at Walter Johnson High School, where it's been somewhat of a slow turnout for voters. Election officials are hoping that more people will show up to cast their ballot as the day gets going. Right now, officials tell me they're still waiting on more than 80,000 mail-in ballots to be returned by the 8 o'clock deadline tonight. Montgomery County has the highest number of mail-in ballots requested in the state of Maryland. And while we were here, we saw multiple voters have trouble figuring out how to use the drop box. But despite that, with 58 drop boxes in the county, voters we spoke to say it makes voting convenient for them.
It's absolutely amazing, and especially because you can do it kind of whenever you want. I think when voting is just limited to one day, that really restricts access for people.
If you make a mistake on a mail-in ballot, officials have a piece of advice to ensure your vote goes through smoothly.
The clearer you make your intent, the easier it is for us to implement your intent. Here's another bit of advice. Don't sign your name. If you sign your name on your ballot, we are required by law to reject the ballot.
For recent college grad, 22-year-old Rebecca Davids, voting in this primary election is her way to ensure she has a say in her future.
I think this election, although it might be small, it's still important, especially leading up to the general election, just to make sure you get your vote in.
The deadline for all ballots is 8 p.m. If you're standing in line, you will be able to cast your vote. If you're dropping off a mail-in ballot, make sure you make it to one of these drop boxes by that time or get it postmarked. Election officials will begin processing those mail-in ballots in bipartisan teams starting at 10 a.m. Thursday. By state law, your ballot has 10 days to make it to election headquarters. In Bethesda, Randy Ayala, WUSA 9.
We are also keeping close tabs on the Republican Senate primary. Former Governor Larry Hogan is hoping to become Maryland's first GOP senator in nearly 40 years. These are pictures showing former Governor Hogan and his wife voting at Davidsonville Elementary in Anne Arundel County this morning. Our Scott Broom will have more on the Hogan campaign's primary night plans tonight at 5. And right now, our WUSA 9 Plus streaming app. You can watch our special report, Maryland Decides the Race for Senate. It includes our interviews with Angela Alsobrooks, David Trone, and Larry Hogan as we head into tomorrow's primary day in Maryland. It is also primary day in West Virginia. On the ballot, there is the presidential race, a U.S. Senate seat, and 2 U.S. House seats. There's also several statewide races, including governor, attorney general, and auditor. Polls in West Virginia are open until 7:30 p.m. D.C.'s primary is next up for the city council and its representatives in Congress. That's happening on June 4th. Now, early voting in the district starts May 26th through June 2nd, excluding Memorial Day. Virginia's congressional primary day is June 18th. Early voting is underway through June 15th. And remember, we put together voting guides, including those important dates, who's on the ballot, and what issues you'll vote on. All you have to do is text the word VOTE to 202-895-5599, and we'll text you back with a link to the information that you need. You'll also find it on our website, which is WUSA9.com.
WUSA 9 Weather Watch is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, let's bring in meteorologist Caitlin McGrath right now for our Election Day forecast. Caitlin, looks like voters may have to dodge a few raindrops as we go throughout the rest of the day.
That's right, Wisdom. Not a total washout of an election day, but I would definitely have an umbrella handy as you're heading out to the polls. Doppler radar right now showing light showers across much of our area. If it's not raining where you live, it is still really overcast, and you'll probably see some more showers before the day is done. But a lot of this rain is very light. We're talking about nuisance showers in and around the Beltway, back through parts of much of Montgomery County, upper Prince George's County, even down into upper Marlboro, parts of the district. Just seeing a few raindrops right now. Slightly steadier showers in Fairfax with some heavier rain moving in the next hour or so. You see just off to the south of Manassas and Dale City. Still not talking about torrential rain, but we do have a moderate downpour where you see that highlighting of orange and yellow. Some lighter showers from Warrenton down along parts of Route 15. We also have some steadier showers back through parts of Frederick County, from Frederick back into Thurmont over just to the west of Boonesboro. And that's what we'll continue to see as we head throughout the day today, off and on periods of generally light, occasionally moderate showers. So we'll time it out here using Futurecast. This is right around 4 o'clock. I hope you sent the kids to the bus stop if they had school today in Virginia with an umbrella, because we will be tracking some showers as we head throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Checking in with Topper later tonight at 11 o'clock. I think Futurecast looks a little overdone, but he'll still have some showers on radar. But it's really overnight into Wednesday morning when we're watching a steadier batch of rain rolling in. I'll time out how that's going to impact the Wednesday morning commute coming up.
All right, 12:06 is the time right now. Happening today on Capitol Hill, lawmakers are holding an important vote that will impact a local airport. Right now, the House is working to iron out the FAA reauthorization bill. And as Jacqueline Quinn explains, one version they're considering would add flights at Reagan National.
DCA, it's the busiest runway in America, according to the Washington Metropolitan Airports Authority. And as we reported a month ago in April, there was a near miss between two airplanes at the airport. Now, some legislators would like to see more flights, more direct routes, and they argue this could build competition to lower prices. It would be a good thing, but some are opposed based on safety, and this has held up the passage of this major bill. That's because before the bill gets to the president's desk to sign into law, the Senate and House have to have the same bill. The Senate last week passed this bill 88-4 with 10 extra flights. However, the House has not. The 10 extra flights are just part of this bill, but they're a big sticking point. The rest of the bill aims to reauthorize the FAA at $105 billion over 5 years. This would add more air traffic controllers, establish better guidelines for refunds, and funding for research and development, as well as other safety measures. Already, they've pushed the deadline back. Now the new one is set for midnight this Friday. In studio, I'm Jacqueline Quinn for WUSA 9.
More dramatic testimony is expected today from the prosecution's star witness, Michael Cohen, as he testifies for the second day in former President Donald Trump's alleged hush money trial. Michael George has the story from New York.
Michael Cohen is back on the stand at former President Donald Trump's criminal trial. Trump's former personal lawyer and fixer will face cross-examination from defense lawyers who are certain to attack his credibility. Cohen has admitted to lying under oath and has served jail time on charges related to hush money payments.
You had a very mild-mannered, cooperative, yes ma'am, no ma'am type of witness, which is not the person that he is.
Right.
So we're going to see who he becomes on cross.
Cohen testified for over 5 hours Monday, describing what prosecutors say were efforts to cover up alleged sexual encounters by paying off the women involved. He told the court Trump knew about the $130,000 payment he made to Stormy Daniels and directed Cohen to make it to keep her quiet before the 2016 election, telling him to just take care of it. Trump denies all of it.
There was no crime. Everybody's saying there's no crime.
Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 charges that he falsified business records to disguise the reimbursements to Cohen, which were listed as legal fees. House Speaker Mike Johnson is among the high-profile GOP lawmakers attending the trial today.
The president's actions in this matter were previously reviewed and no charges were filed. Why is that? Because there's no crime here.
With Trump under a gag order, leading Republicans have been making appearances, showing their loyalty to the presumptive GOP presidential nominee.
Mr. Trump, will you testify?
Trump is the first former U.S. president to face a criminal trial. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
This afternoon, the Port of Baltimore is much closer to resuming normal operations. Crews had set off dozens of demolition charges yesterday afternoon, breaking up the huge piece of the Key Bridge, which was resting across the Dali container ship. Now the plans are to refloat that ship by the end of the week once it's clear of the salvage site. The Port of Baltimore could fully reopen by the end of this month. Now, today, we're also waiting on the NTSB to release its findings from a preliminary investigation into the March 26th bridge collapse. All right, but first, we got to talk about this. The Washington Mystics, they're hitting the basketball court. Everything you need to know ahead of the team's highly anticipated season opener. Also, you know what? As we take a live look outside, it's a big day because a lot of people will be out casting ballots, but they may have to, dodge some raindrops here and there. We're going to talk to Caitlin McGrath all about that on the other side. Tips off tonight. Our Washington Mystics kicking off their season at home tonight against the New York Liberty. We sent our Jess Arnold to the Entertainment and Sports Arena complex to find out what fans can expect.
We are here on the court as the Mystics get ready for their home opener tonight, and it is going to be a packed house here. Tonight's game is sold out, so is Sunday's game, and there are a lot more eyes here on the WNBA as we go into the season. To talk to us all about that, I want to bring in Dana Campbell, VP of Marketing. So how are the Mystics feeling the impact?
Sure, yeah. I mean, the tent is getting bigger, which is awesome. So we have a lot of great theme nights and giveaways this season for not just our new fans, but our fans who have been with us for a long time. It should be a really fun and exciting summer, and we just can't wait to tip off the ball tonight.
And how have ticket sales been so far heading into the season?
Very, very strong, right? So as you mentioned, we're sold out tonight. We're also sold out for Sunday. But we still have other games on our schedule. May 29th, our third game this month, is a great opportunity to come out and support. It's our Women Game Changers Night, presented by CarMax. So a lot of great opportunities on the schedule for this summer.
Yeah, so definitely don't think that was your last shot to see the Mystics play. Plenty of opportunities, and there's a lot of exciting fan experiences as well, which is why I'm heading over here to Nick Rains. Want to bring in the Director of Event Presentation, and Pax, our friend over here. Tell me what the fans can expect to see tonight and throughout the season.
Yeah, so this season we do have a new in-game host in Mike B, and we also have our new fan interaction team in the Pax Pack. Pax taught them herself. You'll see them in and around the concourse and, making friends all around.
What are you most excited about this season?
I'm just excited to be able to share what we've loved for so long with so many new people. We kind of have always treated this product with the love and care that it deserves, and now everybody gets to see it.
Yeah, so plenty of things to see. We'll post all of that online on WUSA9.com. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock here tonight. I am at the Entertainment and Sports Arena. Jess Arnold, WUSA 9.
WUSA 9 Weather Watch is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, a lot of excitement about basketball. Not so much about today. I mean, I know it's voting day, so you got to go cast your ballot, but maybe a little tricky. You might have to take an umbrella with you when you go.
Exactly. And Wisdom, that's why I voted first thing this morning before the rain.
You got it out of the way.
That's right.
Yeah,
because
right.
for the rest of the day, really just dodging rain. Not going to be a total washout, but we will have some off and on periods of light to occasionally moderate rain. And that's exactly what we're seeing here on Doppler radar. For all of the voters in West Virginia, you are in the clear right now. Most of the showers moving through parts of Virginia, Maryland, and even into D.C. just a little bit, but light scattered showers in the district right now. I am watching this batch of rain just off to the south and west of D.C. These steady showers are going to move into